Yeah, I'll call the Huntington Township Plan Commission meeting in March to order. First item is, does anybody have any public comment on the agenda items listed? Not hearing any. Move on. Need to approve the minutes of the February meeting as presented. Everybody have a chance to check these out?
Yep.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented? Not hearing any, I entertain a motion to accept the minutes for record.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Kyle to accept them, is there a second?
A second.
Second
By
by Jeff.
Joe, okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Okay.
Opposed? So moved. Next item is zoning officer report.
I don't see it in your printed stack of information there, but I think I emailed everyone a copy last week. 3 building permits were issued in February. The township currently has 2 plans under review, the Townsend 1-lot subdivision plan and Miller 1-lot subdivision plan. SQMA had their special exception hearing for the motorized sports facility March 11th, and that special exception was approved.
Okay.
And I received a complaint, a zoning complaint for a property on Gun Club Road, some debris and half disassembled buildings and junk cars and stuff. So I stopped by and dropped off correspondence to them, asking them to have everything rectified and cleaned up in 60 days.
Okay.
Stuff's been there for 4 or 6 months or longer, so he's had plenty of time to work on it.
Can clean up by, what'd you say, 60 days?
What was that address?
It's a mobile home park. There's not an address
Down at the other end.
specifically for the.
Yeah, it's a side, it's a side.
Other end.
Mm-hmm.
This is the place with the goats.
No goats.
No goats.
No goats.
Oh, okay.
That's all I have.
Okay.
You know, Scott, one thing that I see, you reminded me, and actually I was gonna talk to Chuck. There's a tree hanging on, it's on Gun Club, north of where you're talking about, south of Weirman's.
Yep.
There's a tree hanging on, I think it's actually on the, it's on the low voltage line,
Yeah.
not on the high voltage line.
It's hanging pretty bad.
It's on, what's that?
It's bleeding pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
And I don't know whose
It's not-
responsibility that is to take that down, but
Tree over the road.
it's not over the road. It's over the line, and if it comes down, it'll be over the road.
Okay, that's the power company.
The telephone,
Yeah.
is it
Well,
a telephone line?
it's a little bit.
I think the telephone company's been notified.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chuck, I'm pretty sure he knows about it. There was several, over this past weekends.
Okay.
Where he had to come in, and I know from past experience, that when it's either on or about to be on,
we don't touch.
because if you tear the telephone line down.
No, I know it's not our responsibility, but somebody
Well,
needs to be notified.
Okay, I think the telephone company's already been
All right.
notified. I'll check on that for sure.
Typically, they don't do anything until the line's been damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is though, it could pull the power line down. I mean, you don't know what happens when the next phase of it coming down. So, all right.
Yeah, the power outage just happened last Monday. They were notified 6 to 8 months ago about that tree. The power at Met Ed, and they never did anything about it
Okay.
until it came down on it. Well, that's the way they work now.
Typical, yeah.
Yeah.
So, is that your zoning officer? You have an engineer report?
It's all combined into one now.
All one? Okay. All right, I guess moving on, next item is new business. Yeah, Townsend one lot subdivision. There is in your packet, there's plans, I guess that's the first we've had able to see the plan. But there's very little well, there's a lot of land, but there's very little going on in Huntington Township, but they've asked for us to table, there'll be a time extension needed on that because it runs out April 26th, I think. So, we need to table because they need more time apparently.
And nobody's here for that, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So,
That property's for sale, isn't it?
yeah. Well, it's,
The house.
they're gonna sell the house with an acre, roughly an acre there. That lies in the borough.
And last month you asked to see a plan for it, so we have that here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, actually, it's cut up in York Springs Borough, Huntington Township, and Latimer Township, so
Correct.
Oh, some of them.
there's
Trifecta.
three municipalities dealing with it, so
Okay.
it makes it triple difficult.
Was longer to get everyone's signature and okay on it.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll make a motion that we table that.
okay, Tom made a motion to table the Townsend subdivision plan on Main Street. Is there a second to that?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Second by Marlon. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Next item of business, the new business is the Miller one lot subdivision on Ground Oak Church Road. Ken, are you representing that? Or
Yes,
if you want to, somebody want to present the plan to us?
Yeah.
You want?
Scott or I, what we're proposing is to create a residential lot on the property of Ron Miller at on Ground Oak Road. Currently, it's a 5-acre parcel, and wishes to create a 3-acre parcel or we're going to create a 2-acre parcel for his current, his existing dwelling, and the remainder for a residential lot.
Okay.
Started on a planning module for this. However, I'm still waiting on response from Game Commission. It's been about a month from waiting on response from Game Commission. So I don't have a planning module submitted yet.
All right.
What's the game commission connection here?
When you submit a planning module, you need to create a PNDI report. And based on the PNDI report,
I guess bats.
I don't know what it
It's
is.
probably bats.
It might be, but
Could be bog turtles down in there too.
but that don't come from.
But it don't come from your property, down in
But that
that
don't-
olive back there,
Down in the back.
down in that creek bottom.
Yeah,
That-
that's not Game Commission.
And
Yeah, that's federal.
Okay.
that's weird.
But that PNDI, yeah, you have to clear that before you move forward.
Yes.
So, is there anything?
I had a few comments there, comment letters there.
Mm,
Most of it refers to new requirements or different requirements for the new subdivision ordinance. So I don't see any big hang-ups with Ken getting, meeting compliance with the ordinance.
Yeah, although I don't have any problem with the comments. I was working on this plan and submitted this plan. And after the plan was submitted, it came to my attention that there was a new subdivision ordinance. But when I went online, there was, the most recent ordinance was the old one. Scott provided me a copy of the ordinance, but most of these comments would not be there if the ordinance would have been posted to where I would have been able to view it prior to actually submitting this plan.
Well, regardless, I mean, was the plan submitted, Scott, was the plan submitted prior to the new ordinance or
No, it was submitted the
after?
first of the month,
Okay.
and the saldo was adopted in December.
But where was it it wasn't posted.
Well, yeah, posted, but you have a responsibility of coming in here and checking finding out. If you have a current ordinance, I mean, if we have adopted something, it takes a little while to get things posted. Or, that doesn't negate the need to follow the ordinance that's adopted.
And we just got the final signed copy from Todd, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So now that we have that, we can have the internet folks put that on our
Post.
website then.
Okay. All right. But you don't have any problems with it?
Like I said, I don't have any problems with the comments.
Okay.
All right. Go to the county.
I think the county just reiterates most of just Scott's comments.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get these cleaned up and for next month.
Yeah, is there any action for us tonight?
Just
I'd
to,
ask for conditional recommendation. I mean, the comments are fairly minor.
yeah, they are, but there's numerous comments, plus we still don't have the sewer planning yet.
Oh, good point.
So,
Yeah.
my recommendation would be to table it to next month. When we get the sewer planning in here, then we can consider conditional approval.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to restate this, but I'm going to. We're not pushing conditional approvals on the Board of Supervisors. It's this board's responsibility to make sure the plans are completed as nearly as possible other than outside approval, like PennDOT, possibly DEP, something like that. But we're not moving them on to the Board of Supervisors without us being satisfied as a board. So, well, if you can get this cleaned up, we'll take a look at that next month and hopefully be ready to. Right, and we need to table this Ronald L. Miller plan on Groundwood Church Road. Is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Tom, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Kyle. Any questions? Anyone on the board? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Okay.
Third item on the new business is streets and sidewalk ordinance update.
6 weeks ago, I asked the supervisors if I could take a look at this, and they said I could. The current street and sidewalk ordinance, chapter 21, it just has some,
Excuse me, is this out of the code or is this out of the some? Is this through township code?
Yeah, Township Code, Chapter 21.
Okay.
It's not part of the subdivision.
That's why I just wanted to make sure everybody knew where it's coming from.
It has some administrative items, but it has absolutely no design requirements for driveways in the township. And it's come up in the past year of whether or not someone who applies for a building permit for a dwelling, whether or not they have to meet the driveway requirements in the subdivision land development ordinance or not, because it's really not a subdivision or land development. So I'd like to tie the design requirements to the salary. That's what I have here on your single sheet there. For approval of permit, I broke it down into two different types of permits, an access permit and a drainage permit. And I just referred to the applicable sections of the subdivision land development ordinance for the design details, instead of copying and pasting 3 pages worth of requirements. But if you feel like that should be enumerated specifically here, then we can do it that way.
I'm fine to refer to it. What would then have to be changed, Scott?
Well, you also have the original section there. And, for 104 approval permits, I would add these 2 items, A and B, at the end. And then I'd also add a sidewalks requirement in there with requirements as well, which, due to the brevity in the subdivision land development ordinance, I just copied and pasted in there.
No, I understand that. I guess I'm asking, then what documents have to be changed? You're gonna insert by reference into the zoning code, right?
Not zoning,
Oh, salary,
not salary.
Code, township code.
This-
okay.
Yeah, this is a different chapter.
Third try, okay. The township code, all right. Help me understand, that's where I'm obviously fuzzy on this. So, into the township code, you'd insert by reference what you're talking about here, okay. So, so the township code needs to be changed. Is that a,
That's my recommendation.
yeah, okay, but if we do that, which I take your point, or is this a hearing process?
It'll have to be publicly advertised now.
And have a hearing because we're changing the township code. Okay,
One point,
correct.
if you're thinking of the MPC versus the processes for zoning and subdivision,
Right,
that only applies to those ordinances. The rest of the ordinances, including this chapter you're talking about, fall under the regulations of the township code established by the state, which has its own separate process to go by.
I understand what you said, but I don't understand the relevance. What,
There's different notification requirements and outside review requirements for the township code versus anything that falls under the jurisdiction of the planning code.
okay. And
It's easier, it's quicker to update
that was,
the ones that where the township code applies and is the ones where the planning code applies. That's.
but we're still going through a public notice in here. All right,
And I was,
thank you, that's what I was trying to
and I wanted to get your review and opinion before I gave it to Todd for him to look at. So, he would know the ins and
the
outs of
process,
this.
yeah, okay.
I did have one question. Last summer, I worked with, I think, Chuck and maybe Dave to go review the list of streets.
Yeah.
in the township.
Yeah.
Would that revised list go in here as well? Would that go in a different section?
That's already included in another section.
Okay.
Yeah, that's done.
It is, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And, I mean, I think this is needed because there's no design requirements right now for regular driveway.
Good point.
It's pretty vague.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd still have to have the permit fees and all that sections be part of it, right? What you're going to do is add these.
Yeah, I mean, the permits are already included in another section of this chapter.
So they're gonna have to have two permits now, instead of just one for a driveway, they're gonna have to have one for the driveway and then a separate for the drainage that's involved with it.
Well, it depends on what it is. If it's a driveway with the culvert, I mean, that's just one permit, the driveway.
They would be combined, go ahead.
But if something needs to be done where there's a drainage improvement that needs to be done, but the driveway's already there, then they would have to get a drainage permit. I just don't want someone pulling an old 12-inch culvert out that's undersized and just throwing another 12-inch culvert in.
That's happened a lot now.
Right. So there's no point in making a problem when there's already a problem.
Right. Good point.
And for the sidewalks, I'm not saying that everyone should have to put sidewalks in their property.
We don't have many sidewalks.
Right. So, I'm keeping it to subdivisions where they have small, I'm sorry?
I say except for Columbus Springs, that's about it.
Right. It's subdivisions that are small lots would require subdivisions. And if there's several small residential lots that are already there and that someone's building new homes there, then they could have a sidewalk there if there's multiple properties. But not if there's just one or two houses there.
There's not too many, well, in Idaville.
And of course, it wouldn't apply to existing homes either.
There is a sidewalk there.
So if there's a existing row of 7 homes that are there and they're small lots, I mean, that doesn't mean that they have to put a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Right.
And those, these 30,000 square foot lots would have to have, now, would have to have public sewer and water to be able to do that.
Correct.
Yeah, because it's too small.
Yeah. So, this is the same out of the sourdough that we already have in place, so there's no overlapping, it's the same.
Right, the sidewalk,
requirement.
yeah, the sidewalk section, with the exception of letter A. That I added.
Letter A, which letter A? The letter A under sidewalk?
Sidewalks letter A.
Okay. Oh, okay, I got it.
To account for development outside of the land development
Okay.
process.
Okay.
Seems to make sense to me.
So, what are we're looking at, whether or not it's, give you a favorable recommendation, what is that we're looking?
Yeah, I was putting it up for discussion, your recommendation. It's not an emergency, I'm not asking for us to push it to the supervisors right away. If you want to think about it for a month, that's.
Well, you'd want to go, the next step would, for you to go discuss it with Todd, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we had to look at it until next month and then make the recommendation on it then.
Yeah, that's perfectly
That
fine.
gives everybody a little bit of time to digest it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to push or rush anything through, so
Yeah,
it's
okay.
not an emergency.
All right,
Yeah, thanks for bringing this to our attention, though. Yeah,
Taking
Yeah.
care of that.
okay.
so we need a table that, I guess. Sure.
It's really not an action, but
not an
I'm
action.
okay either way.
What is table, then that's it.
All right.
Next month.
All right.
Entertain a motion to table.
With the condition that we review it and come with an expectation of acting on it next month.
Yeah,
Is that all right?
yeah, that's good.
Okay, I'll make that motion, the one I just said.
And I'll second it.
Motion made by Tom, second. Well, Kyle's,
Oh, okay.
At first.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so
You're closer.
I just want to reflect, if we're supposed to do some homework, I just want it in the minutes that we're supposed to do some homework.
What happens if we don't?
That could well happen.
That's might be wrong.
Wouldn't rule that out.
Homeschool. Okay, I guess, old business.